You're mid-conversation in Spanish and you freeze. ¿Es it después de viendo o después de ver? Infinitives might seem simple, but they can trip you up. Because of that, in this video, we're going to learn their crucial uses, spot and fix common mistakes, discover what verbs pair with infinitives, and we're also going to do a quick challenge to make sure you practice. Just so we are on the same page, what are infinitives? Infinitives are non-conjugated verbs. Bañar, comer, and vivir. In Spanish, we have three types of infinitives, AR, ER, and IR. These are our conjugation models. And this is key because these infinitive endings are going to signal you that you need to use specific conjugation endings for each type of verb. Since they are not conjugated, infinitives do not express who performs an action or when this action happens. Because of this, we are going to use Spanish infinitives in very specific situations. Let me show you. So how would you say running is good for your health in Spanish? Obviously. Would you go with option number 1, corriendo es bueno para la salud? Or would you go with option number 2, correr es bueno para la salud? The correct answer is correr es bueno para la salud. Why? Because in Spanish, we use infinitive verbs when a verb is the subject of a sentence. Wait, what? In simple words, a verb is the subject of a sentence when we're using that verb to describe, refer, or talk about activities, such as running is good for your health, correr es bueno para la salud, cocinar me relaja, hablar español no es tan difícil como parece. Speaking Spanish is not as difficult as it seems. Yeah, right, says the Spanish speaker. So here goes our first challenge. Will you say viendo or ver televisión es entretenido? Ver televisión es entretenido. Perfecto. If you have been in a Spanish-speaking country or you have read recipes in this language, you've probably seen signs like no fumar, no tirar basura, o agregar sal al gusto, add salt to taste. This is because one of the key uses of infinitives is to give impersonal commands. Remember, when we're conjugating, we're referring to a specific person. But if I make my commands with infinitives, I'm just giving general instructions. I'm commanding everyone that sees it. This is why these type of commands are very common on public signs, user manuals, instructions, and recipes. As a tip, you might also see some of these public signs using the usted command form no tire basura. And the idea is the same. Because I'm not sure who is going to see this command, I'm just going to play it safe and I'm going to use formal Spanish. Another key application of infinitives is to work as a complement of a conjugated verb. In other words, we're going to use our infinitives to complete the information in a sentence. Imagine that out of nowhere, I go to you and say, yo quiero, I want. Unless the context is extra clear or you're a mind reader, it's very difficult for you to know what I want. I need a complement to provide that information. For example, yo quiero irme, I want to leave, please, let's leave. Another sentence, ¿puedo hablarte mañana? O me gusta leer. And I want you to go back and check example number 1 again. Yo quiero irme. Over here we have a reflexive verb in infinitive form, irse. When this happens, it's very important that we make sure that we're actually using the right reflexive pronoun. In this case, me. Yo quiero irme. There are many Spanish verbs that are followed by infinitives, but verbs like haber or verbs that express ongoing actions such as estar, seguir, and llevar are never combined with infinitives. Stick around because I'm going to give you a list of the most common verbs that are going to work with infinitive verbs. We go to my favorite part of infinitives. I want you to take a few minutes to check these examples. Vamos a ir después de limpiando la casa. We're going after we clean the house. And gracias por explicándome. Thank you for explaining me. Will you say that these sentences are correct or incorrect? These sentences, both of them, are incorrect. This is because in Spanish, we must use infinitives after a preposition. So we should have said, gracias por explicarme, vamos a ir después de limpiar la casa. This is one of the most common mistakes English speakers make when they speak Spanish, and it's so easy to fix. As you probably noticed, many of the applications that we just saw in English are covered by gerunds, ing words. Thanks for explaining me. Lo prometido es deuda. A promise is a promise. Here are the most common verbs that are going to work with infinitives. The first one, saber. Susana no sabe bailar. Susana doesn't know how to dance. Please, don't ask her. Poder. ¿Puedes venir mañana? Querer. No quiero ir. ¿En serio tengo que ir? Tener que is another structure that is going to take an infinitive, and I already gave you an example. The next verb, gustar. No les gusta hablar de eso. Interesar. A ellos no les interesa saber qué pasó. Esperar. And I want you to check what I'm going to do here. Espero poder ayudarte. I just used two infinitives in a row. Intentar. Intenté llamarte, pero no estabas. And preferir. Tus amigos preferían jugar en el parque. Here is a challenge for you. I'm going to give you a set of sentences. The first step is to identify whether the sentence is correct or incorrect. The second step is to fix the sentence if you found mistakes. Pause the video, take your time, and leave your answers in the comments so I can give you feedback if you need it. In the description, you are going to find a link to this same lesson in my Spanish immersion channel to start practicing your listening. I'm also going to leave you a link to a guide to infinitive verbs so you can see more examples of this topic. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, please let me know by hitting the button. I hope to see you soon. Bye!